Hey everyone, welcome back. We are back with another monthly State of Wrestling podcast. It's been a while. It's been a good 5-6 weeks, more than 6 weeks, I think, since we dropped it. The last episode we dropped was for July, but we dropped it on August 1st. We are here with September's episode. There's been a lot going on in the last few weeks of wrestling. There's been a lot to talk about. We'll get right into it. Let's start in WWE. I guess the most recent news, The Rock's back.
I mean, it's WWE. Them
Excuse
coming
me.
back is like, I'll be here for 2 weeks, and then you'll use me for some kind of pay-per-view, and then I'm going to leave.
I think this is setting up a match between Theory and The Rock at Survivor Series, which is not going to lead to Putty's theory of The Rock.
Even if it does, I don't care. Like, I understand the logic of wrestling very good at this point, and you putting over Roman Reigns to me still doesn't make him good because it's not changing anything. And you putting over Austin Theory, sure, it's going to help out his career, but for me, I don't care right now because he's still in this weird limbo place in WWE.
Yeah. He's not there, but he's not there.
He's
a good mid-carder right now.
He is. He's not ready for the big time, and right now the mid-card that you have, he's not ready to win any of those titles.
I mean, he's had his run. He's had his run with the U.S. Championship,
and they're not going to go that fast back to him, I don't think.
No, it's going to bounce around a little bit. But I mean, does this set up anything else? Do you think, or is it just they needed a ratings boost now that which leads us into our next point of conversation? Do you think they needed a ratings boost because of the whole merger, which became official last week?
I think it's just a self-fillet situation where it's like, we know we signed this merger. Let's just do something really big.
Yeah, because it's become official. Endeavor and WWE have finally merged. They are now known as TKO. Their stock opened up on Wall Street at what is $100, $102?
I don't know. I didn't see.
Yeah. I'm looking it up right now. TKO Group Holdings. So TKO Group Holdings is a conglomerate. They are trading right now. So Vince McMahon actually owns 34% of it right now. Doesn't say what it's trading at, but I mean,
it should be right on the ticker. It doesn't pop up immediately.
No, it doesn't. I'll keep looking at it. But the Endeavor went through. Vince McMahon now owns, like, he kind of owns, like, not owns, but he kind of runs it. He's running TKO. He's not running WWE anymore. He runs TKO.
Yeah, who runs WWE.
Right.
If you think that Triple H is going to make things happen and Vince McMahon's not going to be like, well, now I'm in charge of you.
Right. Yeah, so it's a merger. Zuffa, which is the parent company of UFC, it's a merger, and so the official titles are this: Vince McMahon serves as executive chairman of the group, with Endeavor's CEO becoming the company's new CEO, and Mark Shapiro as president of and chief operating officer. Emmanuel will not take on any creative roles in WWE or UFC, with Nick Khan now becoming president of WWE post-merger, and Dana White is now officially the CEO of UFC.
Who's the CEO of WWE?
Nick Khan.
You said he's the president.
That is him.
It's not the same. It's a different title.
Okay, that's true. It is a different title. They don't say who the CEO of WWE is.
Okay, I don't care anyway.
But Ari Emanuel is the CEO of TKO, so he's the CEO over everything, I guess. So,
hey,
but Nick Khan becoming president of WWE, how do you think this is going to affect in terms of WWE? Because another top story this week is apparently there's going to be a lot of layoffs coming soon. And apparently there's some big names going to be laid off.
I thought it was just backstage.
No, they said could be some in-ring talent too.
This is WWE, man. If we don't know this by now, we should be like, we thought things were different. They're not different. They're gonna go every year. They're gonna cut so many wrestlers you like. And then 2 months later, they're going to start bringing back the ones that you complain about.
Yeah. Basically.
This AEW has built their entire foundation off this.
Yeah.
So has Impact. Just, okay, you're going to keep dumping people. I'll keep signing them.
Yeah, that's basically it. Except Impact signing the right people, and AEW seems to be signing
just
the
signing
wrong ones.
everyone.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever. It is whatever. I just really hope Drew leaves. I'd love to see him in Japan.
Yeah. Drew,
Go back to Impact.
Go back to Impact. Do a little work with New Japan. Not in AEW. I don't think he'd work in AEW.
No, I don't want him in AEW. It's too many names. I believe LA Knight re-signed. Is that true?
That I don't know. I know there's talks. LA Knight's contract is not up until 2025, I believe.
Yeah, but they're not going to push him unless he signs. So,
and he's not going to sign unless they push him.
Yeah, let's see what happens.
We'll see what happens. But that's another talking point right there. What do you think do you think they have any plans for LA Knight? You think they're going to do the tag teams? Him and Cena?
Yeah. John Cena. Yeah, John Cena.
But that's really the only spot for him right now, because he's definitely.
You know what they need to do? This is what you need to do, because listen, sweetheart, listen, little babies, WWE babies, pay attention, okay? I'm talking to all the people that work there. All right, my sweet babies, pay attention. You take LA Knight, okay? You take him, you hold him real close, and then you get Drew McIntyre and you make them a tag team. Because guess what? They already know how to work together, and it tells it's long-term storytelling.
Mm-hmm.
Congratulations.
Because they've worked together in Impact. The only other thing I see, if they really want to push LA Knight, Gunther will be moving to the main event picture. You want to push LA Knight, have LA Knight be the one that beats Gunther.
Yeah. I still think, man, you split up those stupid tag team titles. You put a little tag team title on LA Knight and Drew McIntyre, and you leave them together for the rest of the time they're in WWE. Because guess what? They can wrestle solo if they're tag team. They don't need to split up.
Just look at Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin.
They're a built-in storyline. It's built in. It's already there. Mm-hmm. Just do it.
Yeah, it's like AEW. One of their best tag teams have the 2 individual championships. Chris, go watch our Impact 1000 review.
You meant Impact. You said AEW.
Oh, sorry. Go back and watch our
Impact.
What you meant. Yes.
Watch Impact 1000. He's trying to say before I keep cutting him off.
Yes.
Stupids.
And anything else, like Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch is now your NXT Women's Champion.
Stupid.
You
know what this is for, right?
This is to give her that win that she didn't have.
Give her the win she didn't have, so that they can now give Cora Jade a put over and give her the belt.
Cora Jade, really?
I think that's what's going to happen.
I would say Valkyria.
Yeah, I would too, but it's probably going to be Cora Jade. They've been subtly hinting at it a lot on the social medias.
That's true, but they've also been hinting with Valkyria too.
Hey, you know who shouldn't be the world champion?
Cora Jade.
Tiffany Stratton. This makes me think that I might be actually right about why she was the champion in the first place. That they were just trying to avoid getting in trouble for the whole Indy Hartwell thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what was it? She jumped over the ropes and nobody caught her.
Yeah.
And then they're just like, we'll let her hold it for a bit, and then we're just gonna give it to what's her redhead lady,
Becky Lynch there. Yeah, and now all 4 of them have held the belt: Sasha Banks, Bayley, Charlotte, and Becky.
And then you know what? They're gonna make her fight. Oh no, this is what's gonna happen. This is so stupid. She's gonna fight Rhea Ripley, and Rhea Ripley's gonna win, and she's gonna have both titles. She's gonna hold them for 1,000 days.
No. Both titles, really? The NXT?
Because you know what's gonna happen? The next thing, Carmelo Hayes is gonna fight Roman Reigns. He's gonna lose. He's gonna have all 3 titles. He's gonna hold them for 1,000 days. This is just WWE booking in a nutshell.
Yeah,
you know what's he's gonna win all the women's. Roman Reigns is gonna win all the women's titles. He's gonna hold them for 1,000 days.
Yes, Roman Reigns is just gonna win all the belts.
Hold it for 1,000 days. Doesn't matter that he won it. He has to hold it because you want to know what's funny. I was talking about this too. The reason that he has this record specifically is because they knew there was not enough time left in his career for him to win 16 titles.
So they want a long run.
They're like, what else can we do to make him be remembered forever in our company where nobody earns it?
Yeah.
I'm being a dick, but yeah,
John Cena's going to beat Roman Reigns and win 16 championships.
There's no way that he was going to win 16 championships, right? He doesn't have enough time left.
No.
I don't know. That sounds bad. That's not what I mean.
No, but it's like, you're right, though.
Wrestling-wise.
In terms of in-ring career, like, he's got 10 years.
To me, in my opinion, Roman Reigns is 1 year away from becoming a part-timer forever, like a just John Cena or The Rock that shows up to put people over. He's done on the main.
Well, that's the reason why Cena never wanted to win the championship again. And they gave Cena the U.S. championship at the time was because he did not want to beat.
I also think the maturing factor of him growing up and like the fans really like him now. He has what he wants, and I don't think him beating Ric Flair in his head is a good thing because he knows he wasn't half the wrestler Ric Flair was.
Yeah, he's happy with tying the record.
Yeah, and I think there's an appreciation in that, and there's an understanding of where I belong in this hierarchy. Like in the pantheon of greatest wrestlers of all time, I shudder at the thought that we would mention Roman Reigns' name.
No, he doesn't even belong as the gatekeeper.
Let's be honest. And this is like, he's my favorite wrestler. The Rock doesn't even belong in the conversation of greatest wrestlers ever.
In terms of in-ring work or just general?
In general. He's a great character. I love him. He's my favorite wrestler.
But in-ring, he wasn't that good.
No, and I think
he could sell and he could bump.
There's a lot of guys that don't get talked about. If you're just gonna go on raw quality of wrestler, like Rick Rude or Ricky Steamboat, that get overlooked a lot.
Jake Roberts is another one.
Yeah, and it's like it's not even
$1 Million Man.
Right? There's a lot of good characters. There's a lot of good wrestlers. I mean, The Rock is definitely up there in comparison to John Cena and Roman Reigns. He's definitely up there. But I think there's a maturation that takes place where you realize towards the end of your career that you're not Chris Jericho, or Kenneth Omega, and like I need to. Me breaking this record doesn't make me look good.
No, it actually makes you look worse.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
No, it makes total sense because if he breaks the record now, they're just going to hate him all over again. John Cena finally it took him years to have the crowd behind him now.
Yeah, and he still doesn't get shut it down. Like, I think I went deaf like when The Rock came in on Friday.
Mm-hmm. Like, that was a huge pop.
That's the loudest pop I've ever heard in wrestling history.
Yeah, it was one. It's up there. It's up there.
It was loud.
Yeah, like it was something that wasn't expected. It was something that there was no rumors. There was nothing.
That's why he's my favorite, man. And that fucking song is a banger, an absolute banger. I'm so glad that that's the one he stuck with because his other songs, his post Stone Cold era SmackDown intro songs were awful.
Yeah, they were pretty bad. That was the OG Rock theme song, but anything else? Oh, a little side note. 2 former WWE superstars that are currently on Impact, Brian Myers and Trinity. They are the only 2 that have appeared on Impact 1000, Raw 1000, and SmackDown 1000.
Wow. Did not know that.
So there's a little fact for you guys, little nugget of trivia.
I mean, I really want nuggets now. Can you stop talking about nuggets?
Let's go to McDonald's. I'll pick you up in 10 minutes.
Yeah, it'll be a lot longer than 10 minutes.
This time of night I can make it there in about 15 minutes.
I don't want to hear about your excuses. There's a lot of things in WWE that I would like to talk about, but
yeah, go for it.
I don't understand the women's division for the last month. Becky Lynch and
Tiffany Stratton.
Becky Lynch and the other one,
Trish Stratus?
No, the tall one, Rhea Ripley, have been mostly wrestling on NXT.
Yeah.
So they're like, what are you doing here, bud?
Yeah.
I don't understand.
There's a lack of challengers for Rhea Ripley right now.
Their division is not bad. It's very poorly managed.
Yes.
It's not
And
treated
the
with respect
fact,
at all.
I'm cringing at this. They brought back Nia Jax.
Yeah, this is one of the worst. Good. There you go. We're talking about a thing. This is one of the worst moves in WWE history.
Yeah.
And
She's dangerous in the ring.
Asuka's, I don't even care about that. The thing, like, I know she is, but like Asuka's defense of it is like, well, she's not hurting you. Okay, so that's okay for her to put people's lives at risk because she's not hurting the fans. So stop complaining.
Yeah.
She
No.
also sucks on
Yeah,
the
she's
mic
not.
as a character in the ring. She doesn't help this division. She hurts it because you know what they're gonna do? They're gonna make her beat Rhea Ripley, and I don't care. And you're stupid.
You know what this may have been? This may have been The Rock's doing. Is it coincidence that they both return on the same week? The Rock probably said to them, "You want me to come back? You got to hire my cousin back."
No, I don't care. I already make millions of dollars hand over fist. I don't need you. I'm sorry. I'm not saying other companies don't do this, but the dependence on legends in WWE is so like strong, and they
It's
don't even need them.
detrimental to the current talent.
Yes, it is. Like, watch New Japan have their guys are on the roster at all times.
Yeah.
Like, they come out to the rinky-dink shows they do. All the legends are there.
Yes.
There's 100-year-old men that they trot out. Okay, like
Men who can barely walk anymore, and Tomohiro Ishii who just
they make them fight each other, and they use them to put people over.
yeah.
That's what you do. I don't need you to show up to give promos, and I already make enough money without you. You know?
Yeah.
WWE's product is not for the fans. It's not for the wrestlers. It's to make money. Like, just make money.
Yeah. That's basically it. Any other points you're besides the women's division in WWE?
No, your pay-per-views have been doing pretty well, so just keep doing that.
Doing what you're doing on the pay-per-views. Just put Seth Rollins on the show and less Roman Reigns, and we'll all be happy.
Hey, AJ Styles maybe versus Roman Reigns, they're saying.
Okay, I'll take that.
For November pay-per-view in
Survivor Series?
Saudi Arabia.
Oh, the Saudi Arabia show. Okay.
That's the next time he's gonna fight. It's been confirmed.
Not even at Survivor Series. Wow. Okay then. So with that, we'll move into AEW. This is kind of old news, but CM Punk got fired. We've been talking about it before.
Listen, AEW, good work for once.
I saw this meme the other day. After consideration with my executives, we've decided to terminate Punk's contract, and it says his executives, and you just see Kenny Omega and the Bucks. Just
good.
At least Colt Cabana knows he's getting back on the card.
They should do what they did last time. Okay, when he was gone last time, they let Colt Cabana fight Chris Jericho. Immediately bring him back and let him fight somebody big. Just
Moxley.
Just spit in CM Punk's face. That's a smart thing to do.
Have him go against Moxley for the international championship.
Yeah, and I just I don't know. I watched a really good meme. It was like a short where it's like, oh my God. I can't remember what it was, but it's something like a guy's talking, right? And he's like, we're going to sign CM Punk in WWE. That surely he'll never do what he did again. And then it's AEW. We're going to sign Punk into WWE. Surely he'll never do what he did in WWE again. And it's like, there's a common factor.
Yeah.
If you hear the stories about the way CM Punk treated people in Ring of Honor backstage, apparently it's like absolutely like ruthless.
Yeah, it is. Absolutely. And
we know now that he started this fight.
Yeah.
Like, multiple sources have come forward where that CM Punk just literally walked up to Jungle Boy and punched him in the face.
I don't like you.
And it's like, I get it. And it was in front of a lot of interns and backstage workers and camera people and right next to the gorilla position.
Where everybody saw it. Even
on
Nick,
his way out to have his match.
Even Tony Khan. He
feared for his life.
He feared for his life because he lunged at him. But let's then, before we get into some positive AEW news, let's talk about Cash Wheeler. Cash Wheeler, if convicted, this guy can go away for what, 7 years?
17,000 years.
17,000 years for aggravated assault with a weapon.
Aggravated. They're gonna put him in a cell with Danny Masterson.
Convert him to Scientology.
No, he's not a Scientologist anymore. He got out when he found out that he was being charged. Anyways, that's the truth. That's literally true.
No, it is. But I mean, it's for me, it's a sad way to break up one of the greatest tag teams of our generation.
But also, he's an idiot.
Yeah, for doing something stupid. Enough of the negative. Let's talk about something positive. The AEW title picture this past Wednesday on Dynamite. Samoa Joe beat Roderick Strong. He will be facing MJF at Grand Slam for the AEW World Championship. Does Joe win this?
That's a good story.
It is a good story. Does Joe win this? I think Joe wins this.
Okay, so here's what I think. And I had a whole thing, but I don't remember it, so I can't go all the way. But I think Joe's going to win this. It's going to be a little hat tip and a little, like, screw you, because didn't someone just win a championship and become the first person to become the world champion in, like, a bunch of companies? Was it CM Punk?
I think so, yeah.
I think this is going to be, like, one of those. He's going to win the championship. He's going to hold it for a month. He's going to lose it back to MJF. Or they're going to tell some other kind of storyline where, or he's going to lose it to Cole, so they don't have to split them up. But then it's still going to cause animosity between them.
Yeah.
It's something like that.
Yeah, I would love to see that. I would love to see that. That's a good way to take the belt off of, without having Joe lose that TV championship, which he's so close to that record now.
Yeah, it's going to be something where MJF is going to be like, because he's going face. Shout out to Joe. He's a fucking amazing heel.
And a great sweet tooth.
He's so good. Like, can I just be so excited? Like, Samoa Joe is so hot right now. It's insane.
Yeah.
He has so much heat, and he's so good in the ring. And he's just such a badass. He deserves this.
Yeah, of course he does.
So it's a nice little thing for his career.
Yeah,
but I think
good, like a good end cap to if Joe retires after this run, he can cement himself as one of the greatest of all time.
Oh yeah, for sure. He double championshiped in AEW already twice.
Yeah.
If he wins. But I think what's gonna happen is full face MJF is gonna come out. Adam Cole's gonna come out to, like, save him. He's gonna go up to Adam Cole at the ringside and be like, I don't want your help. And while he's doing that, he's gonna get surprise rolled up or something like that, and that's how the match is gonna end.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, there's a couple good matches. There's a couple championship matches on Grand Slam. Let's stick with the theme there. And there's Saraya versus Toni Storm. Is Toni Storm beating her? Yeah. Okay.
Okay, I gotta say something. Personally, I don't think Saraya sells tickets the way that
she wants what
that AEW think they do, that she does.
She's not that good in the ring. Toni can wrestle circles around her.
Yeah, and I think it's time to say that Toni Storm is the best wrestler on their roster.
Female?
Because Jamie Hayter's not there. Yes. Jamie Hayter is the best.
The problem being, though, is this is a Toni Storm babyface run. So when Jamie Hayter come back, is she coming back as a heel?
I don't know, because on my honest
Jamie Hayter could
be
out for a while, though.
When they had the 4-way match, I thought for sure when I saw the situation, okay, I was like, Sheeta's not winning again, because they clearly don't care about Sheeta.
And they gave it to her again.
Yeah, but they didn't.
Transitional.
So they don't care about Sheeta. I was like, in my opinion, they don't care about Toni Storm because they're telling this dumb storyline right now. It's not working out. And who was the other person in the match?
Saraya, Toni Storm, Sheeta.
Britt Baker was there.
And Britt Baker. Another one.
There was one more. Oh, Nyla Rose. I knew that she was there just to be the big bad and take a fall. But she's really good. She's very excellent in this match. But probably the best one, to be honest. But she's very dependable. She's like your John Moxley of your women's division.
Yeah, except she doesn't get as many championships as he does.
No. However, when I saw Britt Baker was there, I was like, oh my God, this is the story. Britt Baker comes back, beats her enemy in Saraya. her arch nemesis.
Yeah.
And she's going to be champion again. And I was like, please no. But then when Toni Storm won, I was like, holy crap, Toni Storm's going to win. As soon as I saw her win that, I knew it.
So Toni Storm is going to beat Saraya.
I think so.
Okay. I like
and
that.
if she doesn't at Grand Slam, they're going to rematch at Dream.
Yeah.
And the same thing with MJF. I think if MJF beats Samoa Joe, they're rematching at
Wrestle Dream.
At Wrestle Dream.
Okay. Because they got to make this a big, big match, like a big show, especially if it's a new pay-per-view.
Well, they could have Paul White come out. It's Paul White.
Another match that just to put Chris Jericho on the match is Chris Jericho versus Sammy Guevara.
Out of nowhere for no reason. I wasn't even upset at the storyline that they're doing with them now.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like you just spent 3 weeks trying to establish that they're still really good friends and then made a match between them just to try and force them apart.
Yeah, I don't know. It don't make sense. We also got Jon Moxley defending the AEW International Championship against Phoenix. This is a defense, but this is going to be a hell of a match, though.
This better be the putover. Because I don't need Jon Moxley to be this. We talked about this.
Yeah.
I don't need Jon Moxley to be this.
Now, Rey Fenix wins. Does this create tension? And when Pac comes back, we get a Phoenix versus Pac feud?
Possibly.
Okay. So with the last match on this card, which also kind of leads us into our next topic of conversation, is Claudio Castagnoli defending the ROH World Championship against Eddie Kingston. It's a title for title match.
If Eddie Kingston wins, there's no faith left in me in the Ring of Honor product. If Claudio wins, it means a lot for his career that he also can go to New Japan Strong and fight.
So you think Claudio's winning this?
I do.
I think the opposite.
I know, because that's probably what is going to happen.
Yeah. They need to, I don't know what it is. Like, I mean, I'm sure he's a great guy. He's a decent in-ring worker, but Tony Khan just has this obsession with Eddie Kingston.
It reeks of this whole situation reeks of backstage shenanigans where like John Cena calling off the Nexus win or Shawn Michaels calling off 100 million different things. It feels like that. Like he was, I want that title. You better make a match for it.
Yeah.
Well, we know you don't like Claudio. You fought him 89 times already. Nobody cares. It's the same match every time.
And the thing is, if Eddie wins this match, there's going to be another match.
I need Claudio to fight good wrestlers because he's being pigeonholed in this freaking dumb spot on the card.
Yeah. Now, my question is, he's barely defended the ROH championship because he's always stuck in multi-man matches with BCC.
Or as a tag team with Wheeler Yuta.
Right. What's going to happen with the defense of the New Japan Strong Championship if Claudio wins it? Like, is it going to be the same thing?
I think they're going to loan him out to New Japan and he's going to show up at a bunch of New Japan stuff.
I would love to see a Claudio Kenta match.
I'd like to see Claudio just a really big guy. So in Japan, he's going to sell.
Claudio ELP?
I'll take it.
Okay. Claudio Shingo?
I'll take it. Claudio versus anyone. Claudio against Tsuji. Just put him over.
Yeah, I'll take that too. So ROH. Let's talk about ROH. Athena's doing some really good stuff.
Okay, go talk. I got to blow my nose.
Athena's doing some good stuff. They are really going to be pushing this Sky Blue character against her, I should say. You could tell that that's where this is going. I don't know if Sky Blue is ready for it yet, but
no, she's not. She cannot win the title. If you're going to have a feud with them, put Billy Starks into a long-term feud with Sky Blue.
Yes.
And keep making her be the weird babyface friend of the heel.
Yeah.
And then you don't have to turn Sky Blue because they can both be face versus face because for some reason Billy Starks is working with the heel, even though she's not like.
Very true. Very true.
But that's what you should be doing. Sky Blue should not be in any title pictures. If they had a women's European title that was the third tier women's title, she shouldn't win that title.
True. Other than that, like, you know, like Ring of Honor doesn't like they do a lot of TV, but not a lot of like their TV is basically low card AEW guys that they can't fit on the main show. It feels like that to me.
Which I agree, and it feels odd because then when you watch their pay-per-views, it's all Ring of Honor guys.
Yes.
So you're like, well, where have these guys been this whole time? Because on your TV shows, you just show, you know what I want? I want this feud. I don't care what anybody says. No belts. The Righteous against House of Black. And I want it to go really long. And I want it to only be on Ring of Honor to give them a boost. Because I think they're the exact opposite. One is like a all white, like religious cult, and the other one's like an all black, like
religious cult.
Like, you know, like it's like the opposite sides.
Yeah.
Just give them a woman on the Righteous side. Let them bring in somebody as like their female character, and then you're set.
Yeah. Because joking around, Claudio has had the belt since December. And I think he's had 4 defenses of it.
And I think we wanted him to lose it already a lot of times. I would have loved Penta to be the Ring of Honor World Champion.
Because, like, if you look at your Ring of Honor champions, it's guys that aren't even in Ring of Honor. If you really think about it, Claudio's your world champion. Samoa Joe is your TV champion. And Shibata, who's with New Japan Strong, is your...
But we love Shibata.
I know. Okay, but then you also have Better Than You, Baby, as their tag champs, which is your top guys on AEW.
And they never defend that in like a meaningful way.
No. And then
we know they're not
only Ring of Honor champion that's still like that's Ring of Honor that doesn't wrestle on AEW is Athena.
Listen, I got this one thing. And it's Dalton Castle for president.
Okay.
That's it.
Yeah. With the boys as secretary.
With the boys, the secretary and secretary
treasurer.
Too. Secretary and secretary too. No, it's I don't know. And the trio champions are still freaking what's their faces, right?
Brian Cage and the Mogul Embassy.
They haven't
the
moved
guy without
titles.
shoes.
They have not moved titles for a long time on that show.
Athena, like these win all the title changes for most. Claudio won the title December 22. Samoa Joe won the championship in April of 2022. So we're going on over a year and a half now. Shibata is the most recent. Shibata is one of the more recent champions when he beat Yuta on March 30th. But
it went Yuta, Garcia, Yuta. So it wasn't like that scene wasn't very changed.
This was a transitional champion. When you had like a good team, I don't understand why. I get it that MJF and Alex Cole or Adam Cole are hot right now, but did you really have to do Aussie Open dirty like that?
You did. I tweeted this out and I hashtagged or I added AW. I'm like, the idea of using Aussie Open as a putover team is like mental to me. Like absolutely mental. They're one of the best tag teams in the world right now, if not the best. And you're using them to put over low tier fucking tag teams.
Yeah.
Like MJF and Adam Cole are big names, but they're not an actual tag team.
Yeah.
This reeks of Rock and Sock Connection.
Yes.
And you know what I mean? And sorry, go, you finish your thing.
No, but I was saying, and then like I said, Mogul Embassy won at that same December when they beat Dalton Castle and the boys, and Athena also beat Mercedes Martinez at that same December.
Okay, I'm going to throw some sweet, sexy names, and you tell me what your opinion. So I think, for me, you want to have a champion in Ring of Honor. I think there's 3 names. Okay?
You
give the title to Adam Cole. I think that makes a lot of sense in my brain, in this noggin. Okay, Swerve Strickland, because what is he doing? Maybe like try to figure that out. Daniel Garcia, just to like do it. I got more actually. Orange Cassidy, because it still plays to that feud. Yeah, and it gives Orange Cassidy something to do. Like there's a few guys where it's like I just don't get it.
Yeah, Dalton Castle, give Dalton Castle another world championship run. He's earned it.
Yeah, use him transitionally. Have the boys cheat for him because they finally get tired of listening to him say, "Stop helping me."
Yeah.
And then he wins and then immediately loses to somebody.
Yeah, exactly. Like, because the talent on Ring of Honor is there. Like, that's Ring of Honor, not Like
Have Roderick
AEW.
Strong win. Have Roderick Strong win the world championship, and then have the Kingdom win the tag team championships and start a feud like that.
I'll even throw some names out. You have Blake Christian, right?
I mean, but he's technically the ML or not MLW, GCW champion.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, but like,
go, he's throwing names. You're good. You're good.
Okay. Taven and Bennett.
Yeah, Kingdom should win at the tag team titles.
Yeah.
I have no idea why they're not their tag team champions right now.
Yeah. And you made this big deal a few months ago with Layla Hirsch. She's been in limbo.
I told you. Didn't I tell you that was going to happen?
Yeah. But then again, like you said, Aussie Open, there's so many like it's, it's
okay. Wait,
it's kind of sad.
You could do so many things here. You want to main title somebody, you can remove the title from what's her face, the TBS title. Give it to someone else who's up and coming, because I think that's an up and coming belt. Right? That's like for the next. Give that to Sky Blue. Who cares? Then you make Statlander the Ring of Honor world champion for the women. Now you're making sense.
Yeah.
Now you're cooking with Crisco, and there's just like you could do that with a lot of things. In my head, I don't understand the way that they're using those belts. It does not make sense to me.
Yeah, it's like your Ring of Honor talent is getting wasted while you're giving these belts to AEW performers.
There's so many women that are so deserving on the AEW side. Make Sheeta the world champion in Ring of Honor.
Yeah,
because that means
even put Ruby Riott there, for crying out loud.
Yeah, and that belt makes way more meaningful than winning the TBS championship.
Yes, absolutely, because there's more prestige, more history to it.
The TBS championship is like lower than an intercontinental belt. It's like the European championship for women.
Yeah. Well, let's stay on that TBS championship train for a moment here, because we missed that in our AEW talk. Jade Cargill returned and immediately loses to Statlander again.
Okay, but this is why. She's done. She's
Jade's going to
done.
WWE, I heard.
Okay, well let's not jump to conclusions of where she's going. We don't know yet. But yeah, WWE fine. And we'll talk about that too, because I want to link that to there. But allegedly her contract's expiring. She doesn't want to come back. So they told her, fine, then you need to come back and you need to have 2 matches, or you need to show up and then have a match and put over
Statlander.
Clean.
Yeah.
And she was like, yeah, fine. But I also think that maybe she might be changing her mind, because when she came back, the crowd went nuts for her.
Yeah.
And it's not like she doesn't get paid a lot to be in AEW.
She gets fair, like she gets paid quite well.
They have WWE money. Let's not pretend like they don't.
Yeah, of course.
They have bigger, probably single contracts than WWE does, like individual contracts.
Yeah.
But except maybe Cody Rhodes. If she goes to WWE, this is exactly the narrative. She's going to show up. She's immediately going to beat Rhea Ripley, and you're going to have another woman who can't wrestle as your main title, and it's going to clog up the thing.
Yep. But I think they've put themselves in a hole now with all the belts, with the exception of the U.S. Championship. And now maybe the tag teams, like
they're Ring of Honoring. WWE is Ring of Honoring.
Like Seth Rollins with that world champ, he should have lost it by now. I think he should have lost it to Shinsuke. That was the right opportunity. Put some shine on Shinsuke. He's never won a WWE championship. Roman Reigns, I'm just tired. I don't care about Roman Reigns walking around with his 3 belts.
This is the thing too, right? Like, and you're going to have a really high profile match with AJ Styles, and then you're not going to put him over. So yeah. It's like, and he's going to cheat.
Well, Io Sky winning the belt. They've done nothing with her.
She's going to wrestle Asuka. That's apparently what's happening.
Okay. And Asuka's going to win it back?
Probably not.
No.
Asuka is the Sheeta of WWE.
The best talent, but doesn't win anything.
Yeah, they don't need to win.
And then they're just going to give it back to Charlotte again.
Win? She's Japanese. They don't win.
She doesn't win. She's only the longest reigning NXT champion.
Yeah.
But so we'll move into Impact. Impact we won't touch too much about, because we talked a lot about it on our Impact 1000 review. Company that celebrated 1,000 episodes of TV. That's phenomenal. Good for them. I'm proud of Impact Wrestling. It's a different product, and that's why I think we gravitated a lot to Impact over the last year, is because it's different. It's something fresh. It's something that, you know what, AEW, WWE, you're your thing. Let us do ours and entertain the crowd. Their pay-per-views, other than a couple here and there who kind of, they've been pretty good. They've all been entertaining.
Okay, Impact has a really raw indie feeling vibe, but it's also super controlled in what's happening. WWE is like really clean cut and like you get the smoothness out of it. AEW is what you're watching if you miss those WCW days when it's like all hell's breaking loose and it's just a super fun time. And it's like, that's that. And to me, nothing competes with Japanese wrestling. It's not even close.
No.
And I've been saying that a lot lately. And my argument changed because I would always say New Japan. No, just Japanese wrestling. It's like every Japanese company is like leagues ahead of what the North American companies are doing. Mexico, not so much.
No.
Mind you, CMLL seems a lot more what I want to gravitate to.
Yeah.
Because we've been watching a lot of AAA, and man, I don't want to watch
a little bit of it. Yeah. But you're right though. Like you said, Impact has that old school wrestling feel. The dingy arena, not the dingy arena because it's clean. Like you see the lines are clean in the show, but like it has like that old school when it was in smaller venues where you were up close and it made the connection with the in-ring talent a little bit more special.
Yeah, and I think this is something I was talking about as well. And we mean you talked about how they should stay this way.
Yeah.
Right? They don't need to push themselves out of their comfort zone and fail.
Are you making money? Yes. If you're making money, you're good.
AEW should be doing the similar thing. Yes, they're getting bigger and they can do this and they can do that.
They also have more money to throw around.
But this is my point. If you want to maintain profitability and keep the Warner Brothers Discovery happy, stop trying to go to places like the United Center or Air Canada Center. Go to Coca-Cola Coliseum because yes, they're smaller arenas, but they're big enough that you're going to make a profit and it's going to cost you less to do there. And you can sell out every time. You don't need to have the United Center where you're 3,000 people under sellout. Like,
just like when we went to Forbidden Door, there was that whole section that was completely empty.
But I think there's a reason for that. Like I said, because at WWE, that was the exact same section that's empty.
Okay.
I think it's something to do with the eye line of the wrestlers when they're staring at the camera, so they don't get distracted by things that are out there.
Good point. That's true.
I don't know. I don't actually know, but it was the exact same section.
That's kind of odd. But you're right though. Like Impact has like that. Like it's more personal, I guess. Impact.
Yeah, and I think with AEW, you can keep a little bit of the personability of it. And make sure that you're gonna do well because like seeing them go to Vegas and like nobody's there in the crowd.
Yeah.
Which is weird when you're watching AEW because you're used to it being packed house all the time. Is like you could have just went to their smaller arena. You play at Wintrust in Chicago because you're smart. You do that. You know you're gonna sell out.
Yeah.
You don't need to play a United Center. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. And the fact that Impact now has found their stride. They're not trying to compete with the bigger. Back when Eric Bischoff was there and they were doing the whole, even with Dixie Carter, they were trying to compete with WWE. If you don't have the funds to back it up, don't compete.
But I appreciate. I get what. Sorry, you want to finish? I cut you off.
Go ahead.
I appreciate that they're back on the road. The goddamn Impact Center shit was so annoying. That works on a show like Dark or Dark Elevation. It doesn't work for like people get tired of it because it's like every day I'm coming out to the same place.
And I think that's what makes NWA feel a little stale. It's because every show is from the same NWA arena.
Right. But they have reasons for that. But you know what I realized? And I never thought about it. I'm sure with the money they have, NWA could do more.
Yeah.
But they really have the way their vibe is of power. It's like watching the old JCP where it was in like a place where there's only 3 rows of seats, and it's in like a little curtained off.
Like even when they do the wide shot, you see literally the commentator table, the interview area, and like everything in the same.
Yeah, and I
because
kind
it's the
of
same. It's the same arena. It's the same arena.
Yeah, and I kind of appreciate it.
Yeah, I guess
Because
so.
it's
Yeah,
like
that has
it's
that.
definitely intentional.
Yeah, it's that old school feel to it, that throwback vibe.
Yeah, I'm sure they could trot out like to those in places Impact goes and sell enough tickets. Like they're not nobodies.
Yeah. And they got the only thing is I think Impact has a little bit more name value talent too.
Oh, for sure they do.
Yeah. And
Cyrus,
that's
the T-Rex.
T-Rex. Well, he retired now.
Oh, thank God.
Well, the last pay-per-view, I watched it. You haven't. EC3 had a career versus title match against Tyrus.
I know about it.
Yeah. So
tell the people. It's for the people.
EC3 is your new NWA World Champion, and Tyrus had to retire. The Funkasaurus is no more.
The terrible T-Rex.
He's become a fossilized.
Good.
They fossilized the T-Rex. But going back to what we were saying about Impact, to stay a little bit more on topic there, you see, like I was saying earlier about the fact that when Bischoff and Dixie Carter were there, they were trying to compete against the company that has been established at this point for 25, 30 years, even a legacy before WWF / going back before that, where you didn't have that established legacy. So there's no way, like Hogan, they bring in Hogan, they bring in, the outsiders, and they're trying to recreate the Monday night, and you can't recreate something that happened organically.
And TNA from the very beginning called out WWE every single week consistently. Like at least AEW has a few moments, but like at least for the most part, they're minding their own business. The last thing you should do is mess around with Vince McMahon, because he's so shady. He'll get you taken down.
Like, look what he's trying to do to MLW.
Right? Like he will have your company taken down.
Mm-hmm.
He has that much power and influence,
especially now. But I think like we said that this year was going to be the year Impact. I really do think this is Impact's year. They really have had an outstanding year. They did it. I'm so happy for them. And
sorry, I'm happy for them too.
Yeah, and if it's a sign of things to come, I'm happy with the direction it's going in.
All right, now I got to talk about something.
Sure.
We were talking about in the review for Impact about Alex Shelley becoming a heel. Okay. Right now, clearly, very, very clearly, Chris Sabin is not a heel.
No.
So how does this work?
Option C.
They're going to split?
I think so, at least for a little bit.
Do they fight each other?
Yep.
Is it for both belts?
No. What happens? So basically, there's this thing for the Impact World Champion, the Impact X Division Championship.
Yeah,
it's called Option C. You can kind of like a Money in the Bank kind of thing, and you can cash it in for a world championship match. There's been 7 of them so far. We've had 3 winners. I was ready for this. We've had 3 winners and 4 losers. The only people that have cashed in and won, one of them being Chris Sabin on Bully Ray.
Wow.
Yep. Austin Aries was the first one to cash it in on Bobby Roode and win. Chris Sabin cashed in on Bully Ray and won. Austin Aries lost to Lashley. Rockstar Spud lost to Kurt Angle. Brian Cage lost to Johnny Impact, John Morrison. Josh Alexander cashed it in and beat Christian Cage. Remember? I don't even know if you remember that. That was when Christian beat Kenny Omega.
Yeah.
And then Frankie Kazarian cashed in and lost to Josh Alexander.
Man, they got to work with him with AEW.
They're not on good terms right now.
They should be.
Yeah, I know. There's so much money to be made with Austin and Bay and BC Gold right now.
You could do a lot, man. You could have Sting show up and stuff.
Yeah, like, can you imagine if they say we're on good terms and Sting showed up to Impact 1000?
That's what I'm saying. You could
have crowd would have gone nuts.
Christian show up with Luchasaurus and throw out a challenge to somebody.
Yeah. As good as they did, this could have been so much more.
Have Moxley show up with the international belt and defend it.
Yeah. Amazing. Like, it's so much stuff. But like I said, this is the year, and I'm so happy for them. And I'm not just trying to be a shill because, I met Scott D'Amore. But
this is his claim to fame.
Right? I met Scott D'Amore. It's the equivalent to meeting. It's like meeting Vince McMahon. It's that equivalent. You know what I mean?
A shirt says I met Scott D'Amore.
Yes, that's gonna be coming. That's gonna be when I do my merch drop. That's one of them.
I'm gonna have a shirt that says Canadian Butt Destroyer. And it's gonna have like a hot pepper
Hey,
on it.
like you said in the review impact, he literally took my idea about the women's division and ran with it.
Yeah, you gotta. A lot of
Right?
Shibata.
Got a Shibata. But I mean, and I'm happy for them, and I'm looking for what the future has in store for this. As long as they can read, and like we said earlier in the year, they have this great ability of whenever they lose somebody, they always got somebody to replace them. And like right now, even if you lose someone like a Joe Henry or Yuya, you have somebody like Bhupinder in the wings waiting. You know what I mean? You have someone like a Champagne Singh in the wings waiting.
Scott D'Amore has done a really good job at identifying young talent in Canada who otherwise wouldn't get noticed on the big screen, big like scene of wrestling, and taking them and bringing them up through the ranks.
Yeah,
to get them.
Like Josh Alexander is a perfect example. When him and Ethan Page were the North, they were one of the greatest tag teams in Impact Wrestling. Look at Josh Alexander, where he is on the card in Impact compared to Ethan Page in AEW.
You know what? You just gave me a great one. Ethan Page, Ring of Honor champion.
I'll take it. I will take it.
But super happy face Ethan Page. That's friends with the Hardys. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take it. I'll take that. But yeah, let's I don't got much in Japan other than since the last state we did. Tetsuya Naito is your G1 champion.
We don't need yeah, that's all I need to know.
That's all you need to know, eh? That's all you need to know. Where do you think New Japan is going with Naito? Is it Wrestle Kingdom versus Sonata? Because I know at Destruction in Kobe, I think. I don't know if it's Kobe or if it's the other one. They're doing the Sonata versus Evil. They're finally doing that match because Evil stole his belt.
I think there's going to be a side story of because this all ties in, right? He's not going to leave Five Guys, but I think Naito's going to come out. There's going to be shenanigans. He's going to come out and he's going to help Sonata. And there's going to be a moment of like pause at the end where he's holding the championship belt
and gives it
to him and just walks away. And I think it's going to lead us there because then this is going to be super emotional, this match. Like I'm probably going to cry like 9 or 10 times because Sonata is right now a really special talent who all of a sudden New Japan just realized they had. For like 10 years. But I think this is huge. And we don't know yet because this could be either the last rodeo for Naito or the moment when Naito puts over Sonata.
You think the latter? You don't think Sonata's going to get it or Naito's going to get another run?
I don't know because we might not know this, and it could be also that Sonata is a really good friend and very important to Naito, and to help his career wants to like put him over. Because we don't know, right?
No, I get it. Like, I mean, the Destruction, like this is the first time they're doing a Destruction show in I think 4 or 5 years.
There's a really good storyline to be told there, right?
Yeah.
Because like Evil was also LIJ
for a while, yeah, until joining the House of Torture.
He was original member.
Yep. So like,
they replaced him with Shingo, right?
Yeah,
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of which, like Shingo has a match against Great Khan in Destruction. We are getting. I think Taichi's losing the KOPW Championship against Sho. Give Sho a little shine.
It's time.
Yeah.
It's time. Sho is so underutilized.
Yeah. And another match on that card is Will Ospreay versus Yota Tsuji.
For the title?
For the title.
I want to say that he would put Tsuji over, but not for the title.
No. But he'll put him over. You're also getting Naito versus Cobb in a rematch.
And that's a sexy match.
Yeah, that is. And then the second night that they're going to do, it's good because it's going to be held over 2 nights, September 24th and October 9th. Reviews will come for those shows. We're getting a triple threat match. This is a good match. We're getting Takahashi versus Rush versus Bailey. Yeah, I saw your face light up with that one. I think that's where Leo Rush is going to pin Mike.
Leo Rush. Bailey's going to take the pin.
So this way you keep Takahashi without giving him the loss, and you can give Lio Rush the belt.
You know what? Impact used the shit out of Lio Rush, and I think that it's fair to let him go to Japan now.
Yeah. We are getting Connors and Maloney against Kevin Knight and Kushida for the championships.
I'll watch that. That's nice.
Okay.
I'm willing to bet money that because he lost the X Division championship, that it's because they're going to win the tag titles.
This one, we're getting Finley versus Tama Tonga again.
This is a put over match for Finley.
What's the other title match? The Strong Championships. We're getting Coughlin and Kig against Hikuleo and El Fantasmo.
I want to say that Hikuleo and Fantasmo are going to win, but I just don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to strip all the titles from Bullet Club in one night.
And finally, we're getting Okada, Ishii, and Tanahashi defending the 6-man tag championships against, get this, Alex Shelley, Chris Sabin, and Josh Alexander.
They're going to win. They're going to win.
Yeah. And then
they're going to fight them, and my God, they're going to win.
The main event is Sonata versus Evil on the second night.
Yeah, a lot of Sonata.
Yeah.
I think we're going to get that. Something's going to happen along those lines. Like Shingo or Naito, one of them is going to come out.
Yeah, I think so too. We're going to get something along those lines. But I mean, anything else? And let's talk about quickly too. Let's talk about Go Shiozaki winning the N1. Congratulations to Go Shiozaki. I was surprised that he won, but I'm not upset about it.
He's one of the better Japanese wrestlers of the generation. It's fair, and Marufuji's going to get honored because it's, you said what, it's the 25th anniversary.
25th anniversary. So that's their next pay-per-view event.
I'm happy with that. And then they reunited Go with what's his name, and to make their old tag team again.
Yeah.
Noah has gone the Impact route lately of like just getting all the feel goods going.
Yeah,
like everyone is getting moved around, they're getting used properly, they're putting everyone back with their old partners.
Yeah, and I honestly think with the way this tournament is going too, let's talk about Stardom for a little bit. We watched the show last week or 2 weeks ago, whatever it was, and they were right at the middle of their All-Star Grand Prix. This is going to end at the end of September. The way things are going, I think they're really pushing for Haya Shishida for this one.
I mean, that's fine with me. Like I said, coming into watching Stardom, we weren't like, we knew the main people.
Yeah.
But we didn't get to see her until a little bit later. And she's one of the more high-ranked, like, quality wrestlers that they have.
Yeah, young, talented, like, she's, I think, really young too. I think she's only 24, 25, but like she wrestles like she's been wrestling for 10 years. Like we said that on the review. Like Haya Shishida is really, really good. This Haya Shishida for me has the potential to be like the next Io Shirai.
That, you know what she reminds me of, and I don't like, forgive me for not remembering her name. The girl that's in Joshi Pro that also dresses very similar to her. She had a few matches with Thunder Rosa. I'll never remember what her name is.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
But like they have a very similar
style,
look and wrestling style.
Yeah.
And she's like top 3 biggest names in Joshi Pro. Tokyo Joshi Pro.
Yeah. But I mean, yeah. I haven't been watching as much as I'd like to, but you know, it's harder to, like, there's no really place to watch Stardom here in North America.
And I'm not paying for another service.
No, we're already paying for enough. But I think after Impact 1000, I think I might go and sign up for Impact Pro.
Hey, I'll take it. I get to watch something.
Right. So, but I mean, it's like you said, it's interesting what they're doing in Japan. Everybody's doing their tournament, their summer tournament, and everyone kind of ends right after the last one. It starts with the G1, then the N1, and then the 5-star Grand Prix. Anything else in Japan you want to talk about?
It's Mayu Yamashita.
Yes.
Anyways, yeah, no, that's all. I just wanted to look that up.
Okay. So anything else? Anything post? Okay. So with that out of the way, guys, thanks again for joining us on this episode of The State of Wrestling. Remember, make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. I am learning new skills to put more images into these videos and more creativity into these videos, because you guys seem to gravitate to them, and I want to make the best presentation for you guys. So make sure you help me out by doing that, by just clicking that subscribe button. Doesn't do much for you,
for
but it
less
helps
than the
me.
cost of a price of coffee a day.
In the
Literally
arms
$0.
of the
So
angels.
it's a lot less. Support him.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. And in the words of Kenny Omega, goodbye and good night.